Hi, my name is Pamela Pipes. I'm the program developer here at the Graduate Student Center, and today we're going to talk about page numbering in Word. When you're doing a thesis, there's some complicated page numbering requirements, and sometimes it's difficult to figure out how to make that work in Word. So we're going to hit some of the more common issues here in this short video. Now you'll see here I have some dummy text that we'll work with here. For most theses at Sul Ross State University, you're going to have a title page at the beginning, which is counted but not numbered. It's considered page 1, but you don't see a page number at the bottom or top. The approval page is also counted but not numbered. And the abstract page is the first page that is counted and numbered. And the number is generally a lowercase Roman numeral bottom center. So how do you, in Word, put a Roman numeral 3 on this page but no page numbers on page 1 and 2? And I'll show you how to do that now. What you need to do first is create a section. And what sections are in Word are basically a way for you to divide up your document and to be able to apply different formatting to different portions of your document. So in order to apply different page number formats in certain sections of your document, the easiest way to do that is with sections. So what we'll do first is create a new section. And what you'll do is place your cursor at the bottom of page 2 and go to Page Layout tab, and you notice there's a Breaks drop-down menu here, and you select Next Page. And we'll delete that extra line that it puts in there. So now we have two sections. The first section is the first 2 pages, and the second section starts on page 3. So what we want to do is we'll go down here. We want our cursor to be at the bottom, which will be in the footer. So you double-click at the very bottom section of the page to open up the footer. And you notice we have footer section 2 up here on page 2. It's footer section 1. Now the first thing you want to do is if you don't want something that you do in this section to appear in the first section, which is the default in Word, you need to click this box which is lit up right here. It says Link to Previous. If you leave that lit up, any page number you put in here, if you tell it to put page number 3 on this page, it will also put page numbers on the first section, and I'll show you what I mean just as an example. So we'll put bottom of the page, and it's going to, the default is Arabic, but we can change the formatting. I just want to show you this as an example. So we'll put a plain number at the bottom of the page. It's number 3. That's great. That's the page number we want. But that page number also occurs on pages 1 and 2, but we don't want it to. So in order to make it not appear there, I'm going to undo that. I need to unclick the Link to Previous box here. So anything I do now in section 2 footer should not also show up in section 1. And we'll see how that works. Bottom of page, center, and again this is going to be Arabic, but we can change the formatting in just a second. It's a number 3, which is great. Let's make sure it didn't show up here. No, it didn't. See? Miracles never cease. Okay, so now we want to change this Arabic numeral 3 to a lowercase Roman numeral 3. And how you do that is you may need to highlight the number. And go your page number drop down again and go to Format Page Numbers. And you're going to select Roman numeral lowercase here in the number format. And you'll notice you have 2 radio buttons here. Continue from previous section. We want to leave that selected because what that means is that it's counting the first 2 pages and will number it number 3 here at the bottom. If you wanted to start at a different page number, you could do that here, and that situation will come up in just a minute. We'll talk about that soon. So click OK. So now we've got lowercase Roman numeral 3 at the bottom of the abstract page and no numbers at the bottom of title page and approval page. And as you scroll down, you'll have other pages that will be counted and numbered. also in lowercase Roman numerals. Acknowledgements page, you may have an acknowledgement page, may not. table of contents. Notice Roman numeral 5. List of tables, Roman numeral 6. List of figures, Roman numeral 7. And generally, after the list of figures, you will start the text of your thesis. Now, the text of the thesis is counted and numbered, but it is in Arabic numerals, and it starts over at page 1. The first page of each chapter is centered at the bottom, but subsequent chapter pages are placed at the upper right. This is true for the arts and science theses. It may not be true for ANRS, but we'll use arts and sciences as an example because it's the most complicated. So how do we make it do that? First of all, we need to turn off this crazy Roman numeral business, and we need to start over at 1. So again, the way to do that, to apply new formatting to this section, is to create a new section. So we'll place our cursor at the bottom of page 7, go to page layout, breaks, next page. Okay, and again, we'll delete that extra line that shows up. Okay, now we need to go into the footer and unclick Link to Previous first. So anything we do here in the bottom does not affect what happens up top. You notice it's still there. We have the Roman numeral 7 on page 7, but we have no page numbers on these subsequent pages. So now we need to apply page numbering to this section. So we'll want to do this first. You need to do it in this order to make sure it works. So you go to the header, and we're going to insert a page number, top of page on the right. Okay. Now we need to format it. And we need to start at number 1. Okay. Now, you notice it's in the correct position for all of our subsequent pages of the chapter. It's up in the upper right-hand corner for pages 2, 3, and 4. But on the first page, we need it to be at the bottom right. So, you notice we have this box right here for options. We have different first page. So we need to check that. We do have a different first page. It will take the 1 off of the first page, but keep it on the subsequent pages. Now to put the number 1 at the footer, you double click in your footer if you're not already in the header footer view. And again, we want to make sure it's not linked to the previous section, because anything we do down here in this footer section, if we didn't unlink it, would affect everything else in the previous section. So we want to unlink. And we want to insert bottom of the page number in the center. And again, let's see, we click different first page. And there you have it. We have a number 1 at the bottom center of the first page of the chapter. And then a page 2 at the second page, page 3, so on and so forth. Now when we get down to chapter 2, we're going to have to, let me go ahead and center this, make it look the same. You notice we want the numbering to continue. We want this to be page 5, but the page 5 needs to be down here. And again, the easiest way to do that is to create a new section, page layout, break, next page. There's that little extra. Alright, so we still have page 4 up there. Now, it applied the same format from the previous section, which is nice. I mean, we don't have to go through all that trouble of putting the 1 at the bottom and then making sure that it's in the upper right on the subsequent pages. But it started over at 1, which is what we did in the first chapter, which made sense. But we want this to be page, what page is that supposed to be? That's supposed to be page 5. So you double click in your footer, and you go to Format Page Numbers, and you start, instead of saying start at 1, you switch it back to continues from previous section. What that's going to do is place the number 5 at the bottom. We hope. Let's see. Number 5. Alright. So, chapter 2. 5 is at the bottom center. 6 is in the upper right like it's supposed to be. Alright. Okay, so I hope that covered some of the basic page number questions you may have. If your school does not require you to have this page number in the bottom center on the first page of new chapters, then you're golden. I mean, it's not difficult to just number continuously throughout all of your chapters. You don't have to create different sections for your new chapters in order to make this work. But for those of you who have to do it the hard way, I hope I've made it a little bit easier. In the next video, I'll be talking about how to insert a landscape page into your document. Sometimes you have a figure or a table or photos that just don't fit well on a portrait orientation, and you need to insert landscape, which creates some problems. You have to switch up your margins a little bit, but where the real trick comes in is placing your page numbers correctly for that landscape page. So stay tuned. We'll talk about that in another video.